Hello, what's going on, guys? Hucky Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is directed by Rupert Wyatt and stars Andy Serkis, James Franco, and John Lithgow. So, the story is Will Rodman is a scientist in San Francisco who is evaluating this new drug on apes, and tries it on this one ape called Bright Eyes, who they kill in the process, and he takes her newly birthed son Caesar with him, and and all goes well until he attacked someone and had to be sent to an animal control. Okay, the story is fantastic, and I cannot believe that this is a similar premise to that terrible Conquest of the Planet of the Apes movie. I mean, it's a similar premise, but this was just a lot better, and actually executes the story well, and then rather than dragging a lot like Conquest. And the first act is basically instantly fantastic. Because, well, I mean, really, it's just a lot. There's a lot to it, and it has a really emotional death with Brian Hayes. You don't really know the character, but it can put you up to tears. Not as much as what happens in War for the Planet of the Apes, which I'll get to in my review. But this is one of the saddest things in this trilogy, for sure. And the first act, it's just really good and everything. In the second act, he gets to know the apes when he's at the control and everything, which adds on to the story pretty well. And the third act is just basically they plot out and go out and get all of the apes to attack the humans. And as well, the climax is where they all go out and free as many apes as they can, and goes out to fight the humans and ends up actually doing something. And the ending, when Caesar makes his decision to just go alone without Will Rodman, it's also a pretty heartwarming moment, and it shows Caesar's characters developed from the start to the end. And the pacing is just great. Everything. It doesn't drag it. There's no scenes that go on for too long or anything. And the pacing great, and then the writing as well. I mean, it's great. With probably my favorite line being Caesar yelling, "No!" Always does. You can't. I mean, it's just kind of an overused line in movies, the no thing, but I like how they do it here. And they also reference the original a lot better than that god-awful remake did with the damn dirty ape line. They brought that back rather than having it be cringeworthy with Ape saying it. They actually brought the line back. As for the characters, Caesar has the best development in this movie for sure, and as he does like humans and develops into trusting his own species and everything. as well as the acting from Andy Serkis. I thought he did a pretty pretty great job. I mean, he didn't do bad at all. I mean, Andy Serkis always seems to always get to play CGI characters with Gollum in Lord of the Rings, Snoke in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and Caesar here, and he does a great job as well. In Rocket and Maurice, I mean, they had a great friendship. It didn't feel forced or anything with Caesar, so that was great and everything. Their friendship, their characters are also pretty interesting. Yeah, their characters are interesting, like I said. But personally, they don't really have too big of a role in this movie. It's not a flaw of the movie. They do have a pretty decent role, just it's not as big as they have in the sequels, for sure. Will Rodman is actually a really great character. I mean, he's one of the best characters in this movie, in my opinion. And yeah, it's very interesting. Caesar, I guess he goes by Caesar and everything, and then he has to stay away from him. Which he didn't actually come back for the sequels, which obviously means he died in between this. Probably died from that disease thing they showed in the end credits in between this movie and Dawn. But and I also thought James Franco as the acting of him matched the character perfectly and just did a fantastic job with the acting and everything. So yeah. I mean, I guess you can call Dodge Landon the main antagonist in this movie. It's actually, if you didn't know this, his name is actually a reference to two of the astronauts on Taylor's ship from the original. I mean, as an antagonist, he's not really good, very good. I mean, he's really my only flaw of the movie. I mean, he's just torturing the apes. There's not really much to his character, other than he just tortures apes for a job. And that's just basically his character. And the CGI in this movie is just fantastic. I mean, it's some of the best CGI I've ever seen. The apes look so realistic, and definitely very convincing. And it's really some of the best CGI I've ever seen on screen. Overall, Rise of the Planet of the Apes basically just showed Planet of the Apes 2001 how to remake the franchise correctly. And even though apparently these are reboots / prequels of the original, but I don't really see how, but I guess it is. But it definitely did show how to reboot a franchise correctly. And is a major improvement over Planet of the Apes 2001. And I'm going to give Rise of the Planet of the Apes a 9.5 out of 10. That was my review of Rise of the Planet of the Apes. What are your thoughts on Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Tell me in the comments below. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.